Let us now look at how Conrad ultimately went to Africa, to, to Congo as such. Conrad went to England for the first time in 1878, and he was trying to fulfill his life's ambition, that is, going to exotic places. In 1886, he became a naturalized British citizen and continued to serve various ships of the British Merchant Navy, which he had joined. In 1889, he had resigned from the command of the Otago, and he must have become familiar with Stanley's reports of his exploits, which were published in the London Times. And around this time, there was an organization which was founded by the king apparently to develop the upper Congo basin and a railway between the mouth of the Congo River and Stanley Pool. And while looking for a ship, Conrad secured an introduction to a person called Albert Thies, who interviewed him twice. And in this matter, Conrad was helped by his aunt, Marguerite Porauska, who was a well-connected confidant of his. After some delay, there was a breakthrough, and he sailed for the Congo, and he reached Matadi 6 weeks later. And Conrad from now on kept 2 diaries, one of which provides a daily account of his journey of about 250 miles from Matadi to a place called Selemba near Stanley Pool. And this account begins with the words, "Arrived at Matadi on the 13th of June, 1890. And the accounts that he has kept in what now is called the Congo Diary, they resemble some of the incidents in the novel Heart of Darkness. And the Congo River was a really gigantic river. The image of the serpent-like river and the task of carrying the requirements of empire building can be found in the novel Heart of Darkness. And the steamboats too were taken apart and carried off to be reassembled when navigation was possible. The railway was completed in 1897, and Conrad found the entire exercise dismal, monotonous, and uncomfortable, if not horrifying also on some occasions. And his accounts often depicted his sort of disappointment. And 19 days after they began the journey, they reached the port area of Stanley Pool, which is depicted as the central station in Heart of Darkness. And he boarded a steamer as mate on its way to Stanley Falls to relieve an ailing company agent by the name of Klein. And Conrad had originally thought of giving this name to Kurtz, but later on, of course, he changed his mind. And he became very melancholic, and there was no friend for him. This person, Klein, died on their return journey when Conrad was in charge of the steamer after Captain Cock fell ill at Stanley Falls. Though Klein was Coots's original name, the parallels between the real and fictional characters are very superficial. Much of Conrad's own experience brooding and the gossips and yearns he heard about many other adventurers went into the character of Coots, and ultimately he returned to England prematurely in November 1891 with gout, rheumatism and malaria. And the intensity of his first novel, his Congo experience was such that he could recapture the horror of it all in Heart of Darkness 8 years later when it was published in 1902.